Hi, and welcome to Working with the Algorithm, Instagram for Tattoo Artists. Now, this seminar is tailored for tattoo artists, but it's really for any visual artists who use Instagram as their main marketing tool. So, all of the things that I'm going to be talking about today can apply to any visual artist, although this presentation is specifically tailored to the needs and desires of tattoo artists. So, let's get started. So, first, let's just take a look at the internet as a whole. 3.2 billion people have internet access. You've got access to everyone in the world, and you somehow need to get them to see your picture, watch your video, follow you, or book an appointment. So, what's the best way to do that? Well, out of the 3.2 billion people that have internet access, 1 billion are all on one app, Instagram. Instagram is a meriting tool that helps create an interactive experience. You're able to curate and creatively design your own profile in order to build a relationship with your audience. Instagram is a cultural phenomenon, and followers equal social currency. We have all seen artists go from obscurity to being booked out for years because their IG is poppin', or they're really good at Photoshop. But then the damn algorithm happened and it changed everything, and we all had an epic freak out. The algorithm has changed the way people see our posts, if at all, and people have been trying to figure out how to outwork the algorithm. Well, here's the truth. We will never outsmart a supercomputer, ever. So we need to change our thinking from how to beat it to how to work with it. So let's switch our focus from what Instagram is doing to us, and let's start looking at what we can do for Instagram. You have to think of Instagram as a game. Get those points, and the points come in the form of engagement. The more engagement your account gets, the more Instagram is going to want to promote you. This seminar is going to show you the things that you need to get discovered on the Explore page, get suggested to new followers, and boost your social currency, all without having to pay for ads or spending hours on your phone. Instagram needs to appease their shareholders because let's face it, they've tapped out when it comes to market share. There's already 1 billion people on the app. They're not really looking for more people to get on the app. They're looking for the people that they already have to continually be on the app. So, in order for anything to grow, you need to feed it. And the more you feed your Instagram, the more it will grow. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to spend hours on the platform. It just means that you need to optimize your account to get the best results. That's essentially what the algorithm is, a program designed to get Instagram the most amount of engagement. And the engagement is measured in two forms. There's time and there's taps. Now, we already know how addictive Instagram can be, so time really isn't an option because most of us probably want to spend less time on Instagram than we do already. But here is how taps come into play, since that's the other half of the equation. As you see, Instagram keeps putting out new features that allow us to likes, like comments, and just get us to tap our screen as much as possible. Even on the stories page, you can see that all of the stickers, such as poll, questions, quiz, and even that little slider bar, is all to get people's fingers on the screen. And you have to think that every time somebody touches their screen for your content, that counts as a point. So now let's look at your business profile and curate and optimize it for the best results. You have to have a business profile. You need to be able to access your insights and metrics, and you need to be able to create links for emails, addresses, phone numbers, and soon you'll be able to tag products directly in the photo through InstaShop. So getting a business profile is key. You can easily change your profile from a personal to business through the profile page, but if you need help, feel free to hit me up and I can walk you through it. In a recent article put out by CNBC, many tattoo artists estimate that 70 to 90% of their clients come from Instagram. That's crazy! Long gone are the street shop days when you had to hustle for walk-ins directly on the street. Now you can speak to potential clients and collectors all over the world at the same time. When clients glance at your profile, they should be able to immediately tell who you are and what you're about. You literally have a nanosecond to grab the attention of potential clients, So make your profile easy for them to relate to. Here are two random visual artist pages. Just by a glance, you're able to tell the aesthetic of their work and what they're about. You know that if you hit that follow button, you know exactly what you're signing up for. I particularly like this second profile because they really paid attention to what the profile looks like as a whole. Sometimes, a lot of the times, people post pictures and don't think of what it looks like as a whole piece. You have to think about some people are going to be looking at your profile for the very first time. And so, what creatively makes you different and what makes you stand out? In your business profile, you'll also be able to dictate which contact options you want to appear on your page. As you see, there's a messaging option and then there's a contact. For this one, you can actually have your phone number or your email. And email and phone and shop address are the most popular that you can put on your profile page, but you can also add a ton of action buttons such as Acuity scheduling, appointments by Square, Eventbrite, and more. And people are able to search on Instagram outside the app, on Google for instance. So make sure that you have the word tattoo artist in your profile. This will help you show up on search results that are outside of the app. Know that many people get to Instagram via many different ways. So make it as easy as possible for people to find you by optimizing your business profile. Once you've optimized your business profile, you'll be able to see your metrics, which will give you more guidance on who you're engaging with. And this will help you determine the best time to post, what kind of content gets you the most, and even where your followers live. So let's take a look at the different metrics and insights provided through the business profile. There are 28 Instagram metrics and insights available through your business profile, and they're divided up into 5 categories. The first category is profile. This is where you'll be able to see your follower count, impressions, reach, profile views, website clicks, call and email clicks, posts, mentions, and branded hashtags. Now, I get a lot of questions about what is the difference between impressions and reach. Your impressions are always going to be higher than your reach because impressions are the number of times your content is displayed, no matter if it was clicked on or not. Reach is the total number of unique users who saw your content. So say that I'm rolling through my feed and I see the same picture 3 different times when I've logged into Instagram. That counts as 3 impressions. However, the reach is only 1. Audience is the next set of metrics where you can determine gender, age, location, and days and hours that your followers are online. So here's what the insight page looks like for the audience. As you can see, the gender is divided up into men and women. You also have age range, which is the age brackets that your followers fall into. Top locations will tell you what cities and countries your account is most popular in, and it will also show you the most active times of your followers by hour of the day and day of the week. An agency analyzed 12 million global Instagram accounts and determined that the best time to post is between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. in your time zone. However, consulting your personal metrics is the best way to determine the perfect time for you to post. Speaking of posts, you can also get insights on your impressions, your reach, your amount of likes, comments, saved, engagement, and views. So let's take a look at this post and see what our insights have to tell us about it. So right from the bat, we see that we had 112 likes, 6 comments, no forwards, and 2 saves, which results in 8 profile visits, and our reach was 2,511. So we know that 2,511 people saw this particular post. Then we can scroll down to the discovery and see that our impressions were 3,134, and those impressions came from our homepage, our profile, from the location that we tagged, or other, which other usually means that they found us on the discovery page or through a friend. And the last categories are stories and live. With stories, we're able to see impressions, reach, exits, replies, and people insights. And with live, we're able to see the amount of live viewers and the amount of viewers after. To view your story insights, it's pretty easy. All you have to
Hey
do is
Long,
swipe
hey
up,
Long Beach. As you know, Powwow.
and there's our interactions. As we can see that 38 actions were taken from this story. 37 people tapped on the sticker that we had, and our impressions were 816 with 753 accounts reached. As you see at the bottom, the navigation, there's back, forward, next story, and exited. Now, what's important about that navigation is that each one of those, back, forward, and next story, those are taps. So every time that someone taps back, taps forward, or taps to the next story, you are getting your points. However, if someone exits your story, you don't get points for that. So there are 3 qualities to Instagram content. You can make it visual, you can make it audible, and you can make it readable. Now, I know that in your posts, ideally you'd probably want 125 characters if you wanted to have it written, but you need to have the first statement be less than 75 characters before it gets truncated. Just a side note. So let's look about what you should post. Based on your current content, go through your post insights and see which content gets the most engagement with your followers. Here's an easy formula for people who are just starting out who might not even know what to post. First, what do your followers care about? Second, what makes you unique? What sets you apart from other artists? Can you draw fast? Do you have a unique style? Do you merge tattooing with other art forms or expressions? What makes you different from every other artist out there? And finally, what does your brand stand for? What do you stand for? What does your art stand for? Bring all that together in a statement that sums up why you even have an Instagram account. That middle spot between what do your followers care about, what makes you unique, and what do you stand for, that is the money spot for your IG content. Your content needs to be compelling and made specifically for your audience. So that means make it timely. Don't post weeks after an event. Make it trending. Make it actionable. Ask your followers to do something, come somewhere, buy something. Be original, be unique. Make it snackable. Just because you have 60 seconds to post a video on your Instagram feed doesn't mean you need to use all 60 seconds. The fact is, if a person watches your video for 6 seconds, that is considered a view and will be considered a point on your Instagram account. So don't feel that you have to use the entire 60 seconds all the time. You can usually get the same amount of points for doing a short little snackable video. Now let's talk about content dimensions. This is actually a really interesting thing that I was quite unaware of until I started studying. The internet operates in nanoseconds. As you're scrolling through your Instagram, you know it. You're just scrolling, and sometimes you're only looking at a picture for a fraction of a second. Sometimes we're just scrolling through and not even looking at it. So be aware of dimensions. Square versus landscape images. Get that extra second on the screen. When you put your content out and people are scrolling through their feed, believe it or not, since the internet operates in nanoseconds, if your content is just a fraction of a centimeter longer, it stays on the screen longer. And when someone stays on your picture and views it through the app, that is counting as time on your profile. So that is counting as a point. So let's say that we're posting a video. Instead of having the video post in a traditional landscape format, which is 600 pixels by 315 pixels, we can do the square and get almost double the amount of screen time by increasing the height of the format. And finally, there's a vertical. And vertical would still get you more screen time. The goal is to take up as much screen space as possible. So when people are scrolling through, the opportunity to stop and see your content is greater. I would just scroll right by that landscape super quick. But if it was vertical, it's going to take up a little bit more of my screen. So I might be tempted to either pull it down to review it or scroll up to see the whole thing. Carousels are another great idea to continuously get your content to show up in people's feed multiple times. Using carousels will allow your image to show up multiple times in someone's feed. Panoramas, step-by-step instructions or tutorials, progression shots, before and afters. You can add up to 10 pictures. So say somebody is scrolling through their feed and they see that first picture. Well, next time they log into Instagram, Instagram's going to automatically put that second picture up if you didn't click on it. It's going to continue to do that until it's maximized all of the images that you've put on through your carousel. How to effectively use hashtags. Oh my God, this is the most abused and misused item on Instagram. So now I'm going to tell you exactly how to effectively use hashtags and get the most out of your hashtags. Don't hashtag for your followers or to gain followers, hashtag for Instagram to help get your pics to the right people. I feel that so many people use hashtags in hopes that people are going to automatically click on hashtag beautiful and magically find their post. The most popular hashtags don't mean that many people are looking at the tags. It just shows how many people have tagged it. Everywhere you look, you see that the top hashtags are hashtag beautiful, cute, and pick of the day. So let's take a look at this. Which hashtag do you think this is for? The pregnancy tests in the bottom middle are grossing me out. Anyways, Instagood. Instagood is the #1 hashtag on Instagram. So, in a mindset of, hey, this is the most popular hashtag, I should be tagging everything with Instagood, let's see what would happen if you tagged your post with Instagood and how that would help you gain followers or engagement. So, here's your post, hashtag Instagood. Well, since it's so popular, you are now one of 100 posts in just 33 seconds. When's the last time that you scrolled through over 100 posts in a hashtag to look? Now this is your post after just 5 minutes. This is your post in 55 minutes. And this is what it looks like in just 6 hours. You are one of 100,000 posts tagged with Instagood. And of course, within 4 days, you're 1 in a million. You are totally lost in the abyss, and that hashtag has done you absolutely no good. So let's take a look at tattoo. If you just tag everything hashtag tattoo, you are getting lost in 22 posts a minute. So that means anytime that you post 3 seconds later, you are just getting dragged down to the bottom of the barrel. So we obviously aren't going to be using hashtags to try to have people find us. So we need to do hashtags for Instagram. Hashtags were literally invented as tags to organize content. That way, if you have different subjects that you like to post about, you can create custom tags to easily access them. It also helps Instagram categorize its content so that it can do associations on the Explore page. Or you might also if you like a photo that has 2 hashtags, for instance, Instagram will add photos with the same 2 tags into your Explorer page. They are baiting you to get more likes. They want you to click on that screen and they want you to double tap and like images. So the more information we give Instagram to help categorize our content, the more educated they'll be in giving our content to the right people. We're able to use 30 hashtags max. But look at this chart. Most of the top brands use less than 5 hashtags. They don't use all 30. Only use the number of tags until it becomes spammy. Don't be a thirsty bitch. Curate your photos and be wise when it comes to tagging your photos. I want to show you some of the technology that Google, Facebook, and Instagram have already implemented in order to scan images. Now, this technology is an attempt to define what the image is. Image may contain 7 people, including Zach Hunter, people smiling, people standing. Soon, they'll be able to also consider the depths in images. So in the future, this image might even be read as possible tattoo shop with flash on walls, trophies on shelves, and open door in background. That's how detailed this technology is. So there are 6 types of hashtags that we should be considering when doing our hashtags for our images and videos. Product tags, image-specific tags, industry tags, niche tags, community tags, and geolocation tags. You can add hashtags in another comment so you don't have to put it in the initial caption section of your post, which kind of makes it a little bit more cleaner and doesn't make you look so thirsty. So let's take a look at each of these tags and see how we can apply them to an image. So we have this image right here. We're going to go through this image of a Chetzar workshop to see what tags would be most effective for this image. And we'll start with product tags. Product tags is any product that is an item that exists for sale through you or another company. When you tag products in your picture, IG will read those tags and associate them with other pictures of similar tags. So the product tags for this image would be Chetzar painting, pound of flesh, Magi tattoo machine, rinse cup cleanup, hive caps, and critical power supply. Next, we have image specific tags. Act as if you are describing the picture to someone who can't see it. So we're going to say Chetzar painting, tattoo setup, tattoo station, and art gallery. Next is industry tags. These tags are specific for your industry and give followers a more detailed description that they understand. So Black Anchor Academy, tattoo workshop. Community tags. Kind of like industry tags, this tells the relationship of the image to other groups. So even though our industry is tattooing, this image is also related to other things in our community, such as Los Angeles artist, dark art, and lowbrow art. And niche tags. Niche tags is a unique hashtag that is only used by you to curate your content. Create a hashtag that is specific to an event, person, or brand. And finally, geolocation tags. Be specific about where the image was taken. This, for instance, would be Los Angeles, California, SoCal. So now let's take a random picture and see how we would utilize hashtags for this image. As we see, this is Yoni Zilber, and he's going on a guest spot to Sawyer Family Artistic Tattooing in Amsterdam. The following hashtags could possibly be Sawyer Family Tattoo, Tattoo Shop, Tattoo Flash, Tattoo Artist, Tattooing, Guest Spot, Yoni's Tattoo Tour, Red Light District, Amsterdam, AMS. Now, if you weren't able to see this picture and we just told you what the hashtags for this image were, chances are you'd probably get a good idea of what was going on. So these hashtags describing this image is what is going to help Instagram read your image and get it to the correct people. Now, when you go to post, be sure to tag people, especially brands. This makes it show up in their profile tag pages, encourages engagement, and will increase chances of it showing up on the Explore page as it's an image associated with the fans of that brand or person. Also, brands love user-generated content. It doesn't cost them anything. They're always looking for it. So if you have anything that is branded with a company, always tag them in hopes that they can see it, repost it, and that's the way to get the most engagement out of people that might not necessarily be following you from big brands. Also, add a location. Many people search geographically, so if your image or video can pop into a feed related to the area you're in, it just gets you more views. So now that you've posted your video or your image, let's look at the average lifespan of social media posts. Now, we move in a quick world, so it's not very surprising that these numbers are very low. For Twitter, your tweet will be alive for 18 minutes. For Facebook, 30 minutes. Instagram, 2.2 hours. And YouTube, 7.4 hours. So what does this mean? This means that once you post, you have approximately 2.2 hours before your post goes into the abyss, unless it's reposted by someone else who then gives it a new life and gets another 2.2 hours of engagement. After you post, you must take the first 30 minutes to engage fully with everyone who is liking your post and commenting. Get those taps. Making a comment on someone's page will increase their chances of following you by 34%. Once you make your post, stay online for just 30 minutes. Comment and like all of the comments that people have left on your post. Go on their page, like it. Really just tap and comment and do whatever you need to do in that first 30 minutes for the most engagement. And we know it's all about engagement. So let's talk about maximizing our engagement with our stories and IG Live. 75% of users spend more time on stories than the feed. There's a huge difference between the feed and the story. In June 2018, 50 million people use stories daily. 1/3 of all stories viewed are from brands, and 20% of stories result in a DM. People seem to really like stories because they're real time, authentic content, they're less algorithmy, if that's a word, they're raw, they're personal, they're transparent, and it makes people feel like they're getting a behind the scenes look to your life. This is my biggest pet peeve is when people post on their stories about a new post. You're not telling a story. Here's the thing, you don't need to direct people to your feed to like a post because if they are viewing that same image in your story, that still counts as a point. So let's talk about the different ways that we can use our stories in a creative way. So giveaways and contests. Guess the next tattoo I'm going to post, or win a free tattoo, or skip the line. Announcements. You can lay out your guest spot dates, your open dates for the month of the week, flash images you want to do, customer feedback, client testimonials, healed photos, pictures of your tattoos in the wild, and product or service highlight. Show people why they should come get tattooed by you. What makes you so special? Events. Talk about what conventions you're going to, what workshops you're doing. Travels. Show your experiences through the world or even your own city. A daily blog to show people what day in the life is like. Your audience loves behind the scene moments. And share your art. Aside from tattooing, show off your drawings, your art collection, or things that inspire you. Day in the life, give them that sneak peek that they've been dying to see. Team profiles, highlight the other members in your shop or other artists that you admire. Lessons, give tricks and tips on how to get that tattoo stencil on just right, or how to make your printer ink last longer, or how to deal with difficult clients. Also, educate your clients on how to be good clients. Educate them on how to come prepared for their tattoo appointment. And takeovers. If you have a shop account, have one of your guest artists do a takeover when they are in town, or give other artists the opportunity to talk to your audience. It just gives a little bit of variety. As you can see, there are many ways to utilize stories effectively. There are some rules to the stories, so please watch the top and bottom spacers. When you have text that you need to write, a little faint line will show up to just kind of show you the grid line so it's not covered by your profile name or anything else. And also make sure that your content fits on that screen. It's easy as just pinching and making sure that it's all within the space. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. Reposting other people's stuff might not be in line with your brand and very boring content for your viewers. I cannot tell you how many times I see this, that people just repost because they're tagged in a story. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, why do I care? This is a boring picture. This is a stupid video. I don't care. Just because you're tagged in it doesn't mean that your viewers give a shit. So instead, tell your followers what you would like to see, and they will create user-generated content for you that speaks to you and your followers. Or how about you create compelling content for a brand and tag them in it? Make sure that whatever you're posting on your story just isn't boring and just passive. Make sure that you really engage with the people and the stories and don't put out boring content. And here's a little tip. When it comes to tagging people in your Instagram stories, it doesn't have to be so blatant and huge. For instance, I'm going to squeeze this to make sure that it fits within the parameter so nothing is hidden. I'm going to put my tag and then I'm going to color match with the background so it's hidden. That way I can repost it on my page, but it's not going to have my name blatantly on the advertisement. So you can always make your text the same color as a background, make it small and hide it so it doesn't show up. Another thing is when you're adding hashtags, try not to make it look so thirsty. You can usually hide hashtags under emojis and other words. There's nothing more irritating than looking at a picture and making it seem like it's an ad because there's 500 hashtags and a bunch of other information. Make it small, cover it up, hide it, be, discreet with it. It'll actually just look a lot better. So remember that when you're doing your stories, get more taps and engagement by using stickers. Using all of these stickers will create some sort of engagement that will get you more taps, whether it be the poll, the questions, the slider, or the quiz. All of these are made to make sure that those fingers touch your screen. And remember, anytime somebody taps on your stuff, you get a point. Also create a highlight strategy. Treat the highlights like you would the drop-down menu of your website. What kind of information do people really want to get immediately from you? So taking a look at two great highlight strategies for tattoo shops, I found Loose Screw Tattoo. They have their travels listed, they have their events listed, they have availability, and a crew introduction. So that's a really great use of a highlight strategy. And then the Raven of the Wolves has each highlight as a profile for each of the artists that they have at their shop, which is great. One thing that I would recommend is that the highlight strategy title is pretty short. So instead of truncating, which is that dot, dot, dot after each word, choose a word or a phrase or just the first or last name so nothing gets truncated and people can easily view all of the information. And this highlight reel is absolutely genius. I came across this and each reel is a price, and when you click on it, it shows the available pieces within that price range. This gives potential clients the potential to search within their budget and book directly through the comments. Absolutely genius. IGTV. Now, IGTV hasn't quite caught on yet, but you should be using this platform to post all of your videos. Whatever you have on YouTube, you should also host on IGTV. The more the better. And when you post a new video to IGTV, be sure to select the option to have it preview in your feed. That way, people can watch your entire video after previewing the first minute on your feed. Going live. Creating a valuable, unique experience in this scarcity media world. Live means that the people who are viewing you are able to speak to you directly. Some even can ask to join the conversation. This is your opportunity to speak with your followers, not to your followers. So many times I've seen people use live and all they do is tattoo with their head down. They don't answer questions, they just have people viewing, and that's okay. But the whole point of live is that people are on your page right now, live talking to you. You have their undivided attention. So keep it by engaging and speaking with the people who are watching you live. And that's it. We've optimized our business profile. We're going to create great content. We're going to use hashtags correctly. We're going to engage with our audience. And we're going to use stories and live to promote community. And we're going to study our analytics. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to slide in my DMs or email me at baronesseast@gmail.com. I provide social media consulting and optimization, so hit me up if you still need some help. And of course, I offer artist services including email management, booking services, content creation, and more. Thanks again for watching. See you soon and have the best day ever.